Hi everyone, it's Kara. It's time for our Monday meal, and today we are making French dip sandwiches, and we're making them from a recipe from the All Recipes Dinner Spinner app, of course. And I'll put a link to the recipe below, but we're using venison roast, and this recipe calls for a 4-pound roast. This venison roast, I weighed it, is 2 pounds, so I'm halving the ingredients for the sauce, which I'm going to show you right now. So the original recipe is for a 4-pound roast, so I'm doing half of those ingredients for the sauce since I have a 2-pound venison roast. All right, so here's what the sauce looks like. It has got a 1/4 cup soy sauce. So I use my organic cocoa aminos, which are a substitute for soy if you are allergic to soy like I am. Then I also have Better Than Bouillon, no chicken base flavor I have left over from our vegan days. It's made with seasoned vegetables, does not actually contain chicken. But 1 teaspoon of this is equal to a bouillon cube, and it said put a bouillon cube in here for the 4-pound roast, so I did half of a teaspoon, which is half of a cube in there. Then 1 bay leaf, so I did half of a bay leaf. Then it says 3 peppercorns, so I did 2, because I don't really know how to do 1 1/2. So I just put 2 in there. Then it called for a full teaspoon each of rosemary, thyme, and garlic dried. So I did half of that. So half a teaspoon of crushed rosemary, half a teaspoon of thyme, dried thyme, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So that is what is in this sauce. I whisked it together. Now we're gonna pour it over the roast. Let me show you what that is. So we've got the roast in there, and we're gonna cook it from frozen. So this roast, this venison roast, is roughly 2 pounds, and it's frozen. We're gonna cook it in the Instant Pot instead of the slow cooker like the recipe says. So in the Instant Pot, if you wanna cook a frozen roast, you need 90 minutes. We use the manual setting and put it on 90 minutes, but they said to put it on a trivet and then cover up to the trivet with water, whereas if you just had set the roast in a slow cooker, you would have covered the roast with water. After you pour the sauce on the roast, and then I just added a little bit more seasonings because the water washed them off. So I poured it on there, and then I added a little bit more. So this is a frozen venison roast, roughly 2 pounds. We're gonna do 90 minutes on this, and then you have to let it natural release. So natural release, don't until this little thing goes down on its own. Okay, don't try to hurry the process. So natural release, we're gonna have it on sealing. We're gonna do manual, and it's gonna take me a while to get there, but we gotta get up to 90 minutes. So that is how long it's gonna cook, and then it's going to natural release on its own until it's done, until that little thing, that little red tab goes down on its own, the valve. Almost there. 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90. There we go. All right, and with all Instant Pots, you leave it alone. It starts on its own. You just have to set the time and the method you wanna use. So, got it set, we've got it on sealing. We're ready to pressure cook our frozen roast, and I will show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, I let it natural release the frozen venison roast, and it is done. It says to remove it from here because you're gonna use the juice as your au jus, your dipping sauce for your French dip sandwiches. So we're gonna remove it, put it on a plate so we can shred it. And then we'll put it on sandwiches. So I've got some French fries cooking in the air fryer to go with them. I've got some crying over cayenne dip. And then we've got, this section is the gluten-free bread. And then we're gonna use the Daiya provolone slices. We're gonna heat it up, melt the cheese, put the meat on it. These are regular bread. And have our sandwiches. So that is it. This is our French dip sandwiches recipe. And I'll link to the original below. Bye.